Street Week.
Hi, welcome to Wall Street Week. I'm your host, Mike Sullivan. With me tonight are special guest reporters Nick Juzyca and Mike Musto. Tonight on the program, we'll be discussing inflation, which is the increase in the overall price level, usually caused by the government printing too much money and releasing it into circulation. For a special report on the costs of inflation, we go now to Michael Musto. Mike?
Hey, so thanks. So, first we have menu costs.
What would that be?
I always view it in the frame of Newcomb Farms. When I go to Newcomb Farms, they have all the prices listed on the blackboard. So if we have high inflation, they're going to have to erase the prices, put a new price on. Erase the price, put a new price on. And they have to do that because high inflation, the prices are always changing, and they're always going up. Second of all, we have a shoe leather cost. It's the cost of having to go to the bank all the time to get your money because the value of money is going down. You need to constantly get more money as inflation goes up.
Any more costs you can think of, Nick?
Well, I think there are a few other costs. One would be the misallocation of resources.
What would that be?
Well, that's caused when inflation distorts prices and impacts consumer habits. And another possible cost of inflation would be tax distortion, when oftentimes in tax reports, inflation is not taken into effect. One example of this is the capital gains tax. Whereas if you buy, let's say, an asset in 2010 and you sell it in 2020, although you may make a nominal gain of 10%, if inflation is 8% during that 10-year period, you're really only gaining 2% of real wealth. And however, the government doesn't take that into effect. Also, with the there's the inflation tax, which is when the government prints money to cover its debts. It actually reduces the wealth of everyone's money slightly, just so, as I said, it could cover its debts.
Well said. Now for a word from our sponsor, State Farm. We'll be back soon.
Hello, beautiful. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Hi, Anthony. How much does my discount double check save me?
About 150.
Done.
I don't have State Farm, but insurance, find me money.
I got you $1. Oh, you almost had it. You're gonna be quicker than that.
Having insurance isn't the same as having State Farm. There to help you with unexpected savings. That's getting to a better state.
Welcome back to the program. So, guys, it seems like inflation is a rampant problem in the economy and always has been. Your thoughts?
Well, I would have to say that inflation dates back throughout history. I mean, governments always try to inflate for certain reasons. I think our colleague Nick discussed those reasons earlier. But I would just like to point out that ancient Rome had an inflation problem where they would debase the currency, and hence the word debase comes from that period of time in history. So just to see that it dates back all the way to an ancient empire is really striking to me.
Interesting facts. Anything from you, Nick?
Well, it's a few extreme cases. In Germany during the 1920s, inflation was so bad, there was a popular joke running around. And it was that a woman went to go buy a loaf of bread, and she carried all of her money, all of her paper bills in a basket. And she puts her basket down on the counter, right? And she looks away for a second. And all of a sudden, she turns back to look at the basket and notices that something's missing. And she thought that she'd been robbed. After all, someone had taken the basket and left all the money.
Great joke, Nick. Any other examples you guys can think of?
Well, I mean, just talking about recently, obviously with Jimmy Carter, 10% inflation with him, and we have international examples besides Germany like Zimbabwe. But just speaking about recently, we have trillions of dollars sitting in banks right now that are not being lent out at this moment, and it strikes me as pretty dangerous that if that money goes out, we could see an inflation problem. So it's something to look forward to or keep an eye on as we progress into the next year, to the next quarter.
Very insightful.
Definitely great reporting, guys. Well, that's all the time we have here for Wall Street Week. Thank you. Join us again next time.